The following is a live presentation of Retro Sports Network, home of the champions of the past, present, and or future. When we left you on Friday, I had to leave in a hurry, and so here are the scores from August 17th, 2001. You're going to see the Seattle Mariners and New York Yankees in a moment. Sounds like I got a cold, and I really don't. Anyway, we start in Cincinnati. Milwaukee beat the Reds 4-3. Dijon 6-1. Brower 6-6. Sexton 4-5, his 33rd of the year. Tigers in 10, 5-4 over Kansas City. Patterson 4-7. And excuse me, Hernandez 1-5. Carlos Beltran 1-4, his 17th of the year, drove in 2. Cleveland beat Anaheim 5-1. Charles Nagy 3-4. Russ Ortiz Ramon Ortiz 9-6. Kenny Lofton 3-5 with 2 stolen bases. Toronto beats Texas 5-3. Esteban Loaiza 5-11. Darren Oliver 3-9 takes the loss. Stewart 3-3. A triple, a double, and presumably a single. Mariners beat the Yankees 6-2. Abbott 8-5. Mike Mussina falls at 12-7. Stan Javier 2-3, his 4th of the year, and drives in 4. Red Sox over the Orioles in 11, 7-4. El Guapo. Rich Garces 4-0. Bale falls to 0-1. Richard 4-5, 2 doubles and a stolen base. Philadelphia downs the Cardinals 2-1. Person 10-8. Darryl Kyle goes to 9-10. Jose Mesa his 28th save. Pittsburgh doubles Houston 12-6. Marte gets his first win of the year, 1-0. Malicki 1-3. Brian Giles for the Pirates 2-3. His 26th of the year, drives in 2. Minnesota 6-3 over Tampa Bay. Reed 1-0. Tanyan Sturts falls to 1-14. Rivas 2-4 with a stolen base. In the game that we had for you, Oakland beat Chicago 8-3. Eric Hilges pitches well on the channel. He's 3-0. Dan Wright 0-2. Miguel Tejada, a big home run, 2 RBI. It went 2-4. Colorado pounds out 16 hits. They down Florida 9-4. Spire 1-0. Ryan Dempster falls to 10-9. Todd Helton 3-5, his 39th of the year with a double. Arizona 4-1 over Chicago. Lopez 2-1. Kevin Tapani 8-5. Louis Gonzalez 2-4, his 44th of the year. Braves beat the Giants 3-2 in San Francisco. Greg Maddux 9-8. Levon Hernandez 10-11, kind of redemption, I guess, for 1997, eh? Jeff Kent 2-3, a triple and a double. Montreal 4, San Diego 3. Javi Vasquez 12-6. Trevor Hoffman falls to 4-5. Curtis Wilkerson 1-2, a triple and a walk. And last but not least, the Dodgers in 11 over the Mets 6-5. Mulholland 2-0. Walker 1-1. Ordonez 4-5, 2 RBI and a double. And good evening, welcome to the program. My name is Ron Juckett. It's been an eventful weekend. Let me get set up here to play the game that we're actually going to play. We are about to do the Seattle Mariners and the New York Yankees. So in the last 2 streams, as Ted Lilly and Joel Pinero go, on a rainy day in New York, we have featured what I think are going to be the 4 playoff teams in the American League. The A's and the White Sox in the day, Seattle and the Yankees. Combined, these 2 teams have won 155 games and only lost 49. But yet, Seattle, with a win today, can clinch a winning record on this 18th day of August of 2001. Still haven't... They can still be the wild card. The A's are pretty good. So Ted Lilly and Joel Pinero, that's the matchup for you. We'll talk about where we were and all that beforehand. But now, it's just time for some baseball, shall we? Let's get this puppy started. As Retro Sports Network presents 2001 in Action PC Season Odyssey. Tonight, from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx, it is the New York Yankees and the Seattle Mariners. And today's game is brought to you by DigitalDice.com, the best darn podcast on the web for your sports simulation and replay needs. Find us today on Spotify, Spreaker, iTunes, or wherever else fine podcasts are listed. And as we get set to tell you about Ted Lilly, we say, hello, Bernie. Lilly is 25 years old, and if you are a believer in quality starts, well, Ted hasn't given it to you. He's 5-19. He is making his 20th start of the year. He has one left before his season is done. He is a lefty, 7-2, with an earned run average of 466. He is, as at 25 years old, a changeup pitcher, fly ball, and the fastball tops out at 92. He is on a full 8 days rest. He faced the A's on August 10th in a 7-5 win. He didn't figure in the decision. 6 innings, 121 pitches, 5 hits, 3 runs, all earned. 2 home runs allowed. He walked 3 and struck out 6. So overall for Ted, 96 2/3, 89 hits, 58 runs, 50 of those were earned. 10 home runs, he's walked 47 while striking out 89. And this will be the lineup he'll face. Ichiro with a 13-game hitting streak leading off for Seattle. Stan Javier in left will bat second. Edgar Martinez, a DH, will bat third. John Olerud cleans up at first. Brett Boone at second will bat fifth. Mike Cameron in center will bat sixth. David Bell at third goes seventh. Dan Wilson behind the plate batting eighth. And Carlos Guillen at short batting ninth. Defensively for the Yankees on this rainy afternoon in New York, Shane Spencer a 6 and a 7 in left. Bernie Williams a 7 and a 3 in center. And Paul O'Neill is a 2 and a 5 in right. It'll be Clay Bellinger, a 7 at third, Cody's dad. Derek Jeter, a 5 at short, Mariah Carey's ex. Alfonso Soriano, Texas Ranger of the future, a 3 at second. And Tino Martinez, who used to be a Seattle Mariner, an 8 at first. Behind the plate, Jorge Posada, an 8 and a 3. And Lilly is a 7 on the mound with a .929 fielding percentage. Ichiro stepping in at .354, 9 home runs, 72 RBI, and 53 stolen bases. And so the scores you saw at the beginning were from Friday. My mom had a little bit of a health scare. She is fine, doing better, nothing super serious, but you know, aging is such a fun thing to do that we were a little worried. So that was the rushed close to the last stream that we were all together for. And the reason why this was pushed to tonight as opposed to today was because I hadn't had the chance to talk to her after her doctor's appointment. So with all that in mind, here we go. Ichiro swings. That's into left field. Spencer going back. And that is 1 out for Stan Javier. Stan at 286, 4 homers, and 24 RBI. Lilly should go about 105 pitches for the Yankees. Javier, that's in the left field. Spencer moving over, makes the catch, 2 out. For Edgar Martinez, Edgar at 332, 24 home runs, and 94 RBI. This is game 123 for Seattle and 123 for the Yankees. Yep, I will get the chance to see her on Friday, which is why we're doing Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday this week. But yeah, it's never easy, Bernie, as you know. It never is easy, but yeah, she's doing better. Thanks for asking. Pitch to Martinez. Edgar, a ground ball to short. Jeter, deep in the hole, over to Martinez, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. The Mariners go in order after half an inning. It's Seattle nothing. Here come the Yankees. So Joel Pinheiro, making his 6th start, came up to Seattle on the 4th of July. 22 years old, fastball at 90, a ground ball pitcher, making his 6th start. He is 3-2 with an earned run average of 306. He last pitched against the White Sox on the 12th. I'm assuming that's a start. And boy, did he get Christmas tree. 3 1/3 innings and a 9-8 loss. 93 pitches, 5 hits, 6 runs all earned, a home run, the first he allowed on a year. He walked 4 while striking out 1 and took the well-deserved L in that effort. Overall, though, he's pitched pretty well. 35 1/3 innings, 26 hits. I don't know why that's flickering for me. 12 runs all earned. That home run, he has walked 10 while striking out 24. Excuse me. This will be the lineup he'll face. Derek Jeter leads off at short. Paul O'Neill will bat second and right field. Bernie Williams in center will hit third. Tino Martinez cleans up at first. Jorge Posada will bat fifth behind the plate. David Justice, the DH, he goes sixth. Shane Spencer in left will bat seventh. Alfonso Soriano at second goes eighth. And Clay Bellinger, don't call him Cody, is at third, batting ninth. Lilly threw 12 pitches in his half of the first. Defensively for Seattle, Stan Javier a 6 and a 2 in left, Cameron a 10 and a 5 in center, Ichiro a 10 and an 8 in right. That's a pretty good outfield right there. David Bell is 6 at third, Carlos Guillen a 3 at short, Brett Boone a 6 at second, John Olerud a 6 at first, Dan Wilson a 7 and a 2 behind the plate, and Pinero is a 6 on the mound with a 1,000 fielding percentage. Jeter at 329, 16 homers, and 57 RBI. No wind here in New York. A light rain and 81 degrees as we start the bottom of the first. Into center field, Cameron coming in makes the catch, 1 out. You can see that Brett is playing out of the park baseball 24. Paul O'Neill at 230, 19 homers and 63 RBI. Pinero winds and fires. Fly ball to right. Ichiro in the corner will make the catch and eat a battery at the same time. 2 out for Bernie Williams. Bernie at 287, 21 homers and 81 RBI. Struck him out. So Pinero finishes the Yankees off on 12 pitches. No runs, no hits, no errors. After 1 here at the stadium, no score. So Olerud, Boone, and Cameron. John at 327, 20 homers, and 94 RBI. Are they getting ready to party tonight, Bernie? Of course, the Vegas Golden Knights 1 game away from their first Stanley Cup championship. Pitch to Olerud. Struck him out. He got him to chase, so 1-2 changeup. Line a fastball and got something off speed. Although 93 off speed is not really an off-speed pitch. How you doing, Steeler fan? Brett Boone at 338, 29 homers, and 103 RBI. That's MVP type numbers. An OPS of 992. Bernie's hoping tonight's the night. I would recommend that you don't sing Rod Stewart in karaoke. You might scare some people. Here's the pitch to Boone. Fly ball right center field. Williams moving over and makes a diving catch on the grass. 2 out. So here's Mike Cameron at 246, 13 homers and 65 RBI. And oh, by the way, congratulations to the Denver Nuggets. They won the NBA championship on their first try. And, of course, were the last of the ABA teams to make the finals. Unless, well, we'll get to that in a second. Pitch to Cameron. Fly ball left field. Back goes Spencer. Lots of room there. Shane makes the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the second here in the Bronx, no score. So Martinez, Posada, and Justice. Tino at 289, 26 homers, and 82 RBI. So the Nets, the Nuggets, the Pacers, and the Spurs, of course, have now all gone to the NBA final. The Spurs, of course, have won a bundle. But up until a couple years ago, there was another ABA team as far as the NBA was concerned. They didn't play, but they took their share. Are you familiar with that story? Pitch to Tino. Line drive over Olerud. That'll drop in front of Ichiro, who throws it in for a single. How you doing, Brent? So that'll bring up Posada. Jorge at 286, 15 homers and 60 RBI. There's a fly ball center field. It's going to drop in front of Cameron. Posada, who has surprising speed, is into second with a double, is 19th of the year. So the Yankees have runners on second and third. Nobody out for David Justice at 271, 12 homers and 44 RBI. Fly ball, left center. Cameron should track this one down. He will. Martinez tags, and we're going to send him home. The throw goes in the infield, and it's 1-0 New York. Brings up Shane Spencer, 265, 5 homers and 26 RBI. And Spencer draws the walk. So when the ABA and the NBA merged after the 75-76 season, here's Soriano, Alfonso at 260, 11 homers and 55 RBI. Of course, not every ABA team was healthy enough to be absorbed into the NBA. Pitch to Soriano, fly ball left field. Javier should be able to make the catch, and he does. Posada goes back to tag. And Torrey's not going to press his luck. Jorge will stay there, 2 out. For Bellinger at 139. 4 homers, by the way, and 6 RBI. So, the 4 teams that went over, the New York Nets, San Antonio Spurs, Denver Nuggets, and Indiana Pacers. But in order to get the votes required for the ABA to sign off on the merger, they had to make a creative deal with the Spirits of St. Louis, better known as the first professional job for one Robert Costas. But in order for the merger to happen, the NBA, and remember, the NBA in the 70s was not that much of a TV draw, agreed to give the Spirits of St. Louis an equal television share for as long as that owner lived. Okay? Pitch to Clay. Bellinger swings. Ground ball to Guillen. Carlos goes to Boone, and that will retire the side. Yankees get a run on 2 hits, no errors, and we go to the third, 1-0 New York. So, through the first big ESPN TNT deal, the family and ownership of the Spirits of St. Louis got a sizable check every year. More than what Bobby Bonilla will get through 2032. So, there were 5 teams that the NBA pretty much paid, but only 4 played. That's a long story, but it's all true. You stole my joke. What joke was that? David Bell? He's not a joke. He's hitting 262, 14 homers, and 65 RBI. Oh, Bobby Bonilla. Ground ball to Tino. He'll underhand it to Lily, 1 out. So, as we said, because Brent joined us late, my mom is doing better, and we get to have lunch on Friday. It was an interesting issue that she had, but a serious one nonetheless. Thankfully, didn't require any hospitalization anyway, but as you know, Brent, aging parents are not the funnest thing in the world. 272 for Dan, 8 homers and 48 RBI. And we're glad that she's doing a lot better. Pitch to Wilson. Fly ball left field. Spencer going back, way back there, and that ball is gone. So Wilson has homered, and it's 1-1. And Dan crushed that one right down the line. And there wasn't anything Spencer could do but turn and watch it go. How you doing, Tribe fan? Everybody's in red tonight. How you doing, Dave? Here's Carlos Guillen, 272, 7 homers and 49 RBI. Yeah, Bernie, there's about a year apart between you and my mom. How did the streamers fare last year? I haven't had a hell of a lot of sleep in the last few days. Streamers were one of the wild cards, Brent, and lost in 3 games. So we remain in the Iron League. Oh, Brent, I'm so sorry. Hershey, Coachella Valley. Hershey can win the Calder Cup with a win tonight, right? Carlos Guillen, 272, 7 homers and 49 RBI. 1 out here in the third. Carlos, a ground ball to Martinez. Takes to the bag himself for the out. Coachella Valley is up, too. Coachella Valley sounds like something that would be in a Bugs Bunny cartoon, but I know it's a real town. Mom's doing fine. Ichiro is 0 for 1. Lily, by the way, opening 9 batters, 36 pitches, 2 2/3. A hit, the home run from Wilson. No walks and a strikeout. Would that be the Mighty Ducks team? Pitch to Ichiro. There's a fly ball to right. O'Neill in the corner. Makes the catch in that. Well, Seattle. They have indeed released the Kraken. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors. We go to the bottom of the third here in New York. Mariners, with a solo homer, have tied us up at 1. So top of the lineup for the Yankees, Jeter, O'Neill, and Williams. Pinero's opening 9, 31 pitches, 2 innings, 2 hits. A walk and a strikeout. Jeter is 0 for 1. Dave says, to be honest, stop following the Calder Cup playoffs after the Rochester Americans lost in the conference final to Hershey. Coachella Valley, coached by former Penguins coach Dan Belizma. How you doing, Mike from the truck? You still can't be at MGM National this time of night, right? Pitch to Jeter. Struck him out. He got him to chase an 0-2 fastball, 1 out for O'Neill, who's 0 for 1. Got him. That's 2 for Pinero. 1-2 fastball again. And 2 out for Bernie Williams, who struck out his first time up. Joel is fan 3 now. Pitch to Bernie. Fly ball, left center. Back goes Cameron, and he will make the catch to retire the side. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 4th here in the Bronx. Still raining, 1-1. No, you're at work. Okay. So Javier, Martinez, and Olerud. Mike no longer works in a truck. They let him have a control room now. Javier is 0 for 1. Ground ball past Soriano for a base hit. And Javier's digging for 2 and is in there with the 7th double of the year. So both teams have a run on 2 hits and no errors. And the Yankees have left on 2. Edgar is 0 for 1. Lily rocks and fires. Line drive, center field. Bernie moving over. Will stay in front of it. Martinez will hold with a single. Javier moves on to third. You get past there and into that valley, and that's extra bases. And even with Edgar's speed, that could be a triple. So runners on the corners, nobody out for Olerud, who struck out his first time up, the lone K for Lily in a control room. He's still Mike from the truck, though. Pitch to John. Fly ball, left field. Spencer. Javier should score from this. Shane makes the catch. And Javier tags and scores. So the Mariners go up 2-1. For Brett Boone is 0 for 1. Fly ball, left field. Back goes Spencer. Shane going way back there. And that is caught at the base of the wall. And Edgar doesn't have the speed to take that one on. 2 out for Mike Cameron, who is 0 for 1. Lily's pitch. And Cameron draws the walk, first and second. Right. A truck has a control room. I think most people who know anything about television production knows that their control rooms are portable. That's why we call them Mike from the truck. David Bell, by the way, is 0 for 1. But Mr. Super Bowl tournament Mike from the truck now works in TV news again, and they actually have a studio, so he doesn't need to be in a truck. Pitch to Bell. David dribbles this one to Soriano in on the grass over to Tino, and that will retire the side. The Mariners, however, go ahead. A run on 2 hits and no errors. Bottom of the 4th, 2-1 Seattle. So here are the standings. Marlins by 2 over the Phils, 5 over the Braves. Houston 11 over Seattle. The National League West, the Dodgers are making some serious hay. They are 4 back over San Francisco. Arizona and Colorado now have slipped to 4th. So Arizona would be the wild card. In the East, the Yankees by 5 over the Red Sox. Chicago 9 over Cleveland. Actually, I'd played the games earlier, so these standings are old. Seattle still a game and a half or 2 games over Oakland. So Tino Martinez singled and scored in the second. 1 for 1. Struck him out. That's 4 for Pinero. A 1-2 cutter swung on and missed. Here's Posada. Jorge doubled his first time up. Fly ball, right field. Ichiro moving over. Will make the catch, and there's 2 away. For David Justice, who had a sac fly his first time up. He's now driven in 45. Pitch from Pinero. Fly ball, right field. Ichiro will get there, and he'll make the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs, no hits, and no errors. We go to the 5th here at Yankee Stadium. It's Seattle 2, New York 1. So Dan Wilson, Carlos Guillen, and Ichiro to face Lilly here in the 5th. Dan, the solo homer. That came in the 3rd, which tied the ball game at 1. Line drive left center field. That's going to drop in front of Bernie Williams. And for the Mariners, that's their 4th hit. Carlos Guillen is 0 for 1. Lilly kicks and fires. Base hit right field. O'Neill will pick it up on a few hops. Wilson will hold at second. And the Mariners are showing you why they are 80 and 42. So opening 18 for Lilly, 74 pitches, 4+ innings, 5 hits. The home run by Wilson, a walk, and a strikeout. Ichiro on a 13-game hitting streak is 0 for 2. Lilly's pitch. Ground ball to Bellinger. Clay might get 2 here. Soriano for 1. Tino for 2. So 2 out for Javier, who doubled and scored. He's 1 for 2. Lilly takes a deep breath and delivers, and Javier punches this one into left field. Wilson will score, and it's now 3-1 Seattle. And that'll bring up Edgar Martinez, who's 1 for 2. Throw to first, and Javier is back. Now they'll pitch out. There goes Javier. The throw down to Soriano, and Stan has his 10th stolen base of the year. So all that and Javier is into second. A 1-ball count to Edgar. Fly ball left field. Spencer moving over and will make the catch. No runs, 1 run, however. 3 hits and no errors. Halfway home on a cool Tuesday night in Burlington. The rain stopped. Not in the ball game, but in town. It's 3-1 Seattle. So if we joined us late, here's how we got here. 3-1 Mariners. Yankees started with a sac fly in the second. David Justice to make it 1-0. Then the Mariners have tacked on 3 piecemeal. Dan Wilson a solo homer in the third to tie the ball game at 1. John Olerud a sac fly to make it 2-1 in the fourth. And then Stan Javier a moment ago to make it 3-1. So Joel Pinheiro, a 2-hitter through 4, he has struck out 4. Ted Lilly, a 6-hitter through 5, and the solo homer. He has walked 1 and struck out 1. I'm going to grab a cough drop. And I'll tell you that Shane Spencer drew a walk his first time up. Well, that was interesting trying to open that. So Pinheiro starts the fifth with strike 3. That's number 5 for Joel. A 1-2 fastball on the outside corner, and that'll bring up Soriano, who's 0 for 1. Pinheiro kicks and pitches. Ground ball to third. Bell has it on a couple hops across the way to Olerud. And there's 2 out for Bellinger. Clay is 0 for 1. Popped up. Left side, Guillen. And that will retire the side. The Yankees go in order. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the 6th here at the stadium. 3-1 Seattle. So Olerud, Boone, and Cameron to face a tiring Ted Lilly. Olerud is 0 for 1. Sac fly and a strikeout. Ground ball to Tino to the bag for the out. Picked out some games for the rest of August. The Dodgers will be on the channel soon. Here's Brett Boone. Brett is 0 for 2. Line drive center field. Bernie again will pick that up off a hop to hold Boone to a single. Here's Cameron. Mike is 0 for 1 with a walk. Posada and Lilly have a word. Ted says, I got this. Fly ball left field. Spencer. That's well hit, but right into the waiting arms of Shane. Boone will go back to first. 2 out for Bell. David is 0 for 2. Struck him out. So Lilly's through 6. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. Bottom of the 6th here at Yankee Stadium. 3-1 Seattle. So Pinheiro opening 18, 81 pitches. He should only throw about 90. He's pitched really well. 5 innings, 2 hits, a walk, and 5 strikeouts, including one of Jeter, who was 0 for 2. Jeter, base hit over Guillen's glove into left center. And for the Yankees, that's only their 3rd hit. Here's Paul O'Neill. Paul is 0 for 2 with a strikeout. I meant to say the other day how we were going to do the playoffs this year. Remember, since we're now into a quote-unquote modern season, that we have an extra round of playoffs. And so here's what we're going to do. We'll set them up as if they were really going to happen as they were in real life, the best of 5 LDS and then the best of 7 LCS and World Series. You will see the LCSs and World Series, of course, in full. The plan is that we would do split double headers. How you doing, Scotty? For the first game of the League Divisional Series. So the first day we would do the 2 American League games, and the next day we would do the first game of the National League Series. And then pick up those series, if need be, for Game 4. So you would not see Games 2 or 3. It would be 1, 4, and 5 for any LDS. Here's Paul O'Neill. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Wilson and Pinero have a chat. O'Neill. Fly ball, right center field. Back goes Ichiro. And he just runs that one down. Jeter has to retreat. Crowd liked it. 1 out for Bernie Williams, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. Pinero at the end of his run. There goes Jeter. The throw down to Guillen, and Derek has his 24th steal of the year. I have a feeling, Scotty, that before a lot of people are done, that the Belgian Premier League is going to become a household phrase in some people's houses with Dice United. Yeah, Jamie, it does make sense. It's one of the reasons, not necessarily because I don't necessarily like super modern baseball, but now there are, what, 4 wild card series? It's almost like the 12 days of Christmas now to get to the World Series. Bernie Williams, 0 for 2 with a strikeout, draws the walk. So first and second, 1 out. Remember, the computer's running Seattle. Yankees trail 3-1 here in the bottom of the 6th. Tino Martinez, 1 for 2, a single, a run scored, a sac fly, and a strikeout. Actually, I think it's just a single and a run scored and a strikeout. No sac fly. Popped up. Left side. Bell reaches in, and somebody from Brooklyn made that catch. It's 2-2. I agree, Jamie, that they should go back to a 154-game regular season and start the postseason a bit earlier. But now with everybody playing everybody, I'm not sure how much more of the division schedule you'd want to cut. Tino, ground ball to Boone, might be 2 here. Goes to Guillen for 1. Carlos, well, if he does throw, it's going to be late. He does not. Williams with a roll block slide, and there's 2 out, and that'll do it for Pinero. So the nasty boy, Norm Charlton, coming in to pitch. We got a pitching change this game coming to you from Yankee Stadium in the Bronx. Charlton making his 33rd appearance. He's 2-1 with a save and a 3.41 ERA. The Sheriff, a little long on the tooth at 38. Fastball at 90 and a ground ball pitcher. Last pitched against the Red Sox at Fenway on the 15th. And a 9-3 win. Went an inning and a third, 32 pitches, 2 hits, a walk, and 2 strikeouts. Overall, 34 1/3 for Norm, 33 hits, 13 runs all earned, 4 homers, 11 walks, and 41 strikeouts. Tribe Fan brings up the good point. Not a big fan of starting the season in late March or early April. 144 game season is what he's advocating for. What would that do to the record books, though? That's a lot of the season to lop off. It's what they did in 95 coming off the strike. Posada 1 for 2. He has doubled. Runners on the corners, throw to first, and what in the... Yeah, Tino's not going anywhere. Struck him out. That's the inning. He looked at strike 3. No runs, a hit, no errors. We go to the 7th here at the stadium. It's 3-1 Seattle. I'm not sure how you do it. Lopping off games with everyone playing each other. Yeah. Again, you want your divisional games to mean something. Bernie says time for expansion. 1 new team in each league. 4 division winners each league. No wild cards. You'll never see it go back down to that. I agree, though, in a 154 game season. Dan Wilson is 2 for 2 with a solo homer. And Lily might be tired. And so righty switchy lefty. Ramiro Mendoza coming in to pitch. Mendoza, 48th appearance, 9-3 with 7 saves and an earned run average of .330. 29 years old. Yeah, I do like the idea. Change up at 8 and fastball at 86 and a standard pitcher. Last pitch against the Rays on the 15th. We had his appearance on the 11th against Oakland. That just stunk up the joint. 4 innings in that particular game against Tampa. 55 pitches, 3 hits, an earned run. He walked 2. So Mendoza now has thrown 101 innings, 90 hits, 39 runs, 37 earned, 11 home runs allowed. He's walked 23 and struck out 80. Yeah, with the wild cards winning the divisions are almost meaningless. Well, yeah, no, I agree. I liked 1 wild card. 2004, I think that worked really well, don't you, Bernie? Here's Dan Wilson. Dan has singled and hit a solo homer. 3-1 as we start the 7th. Seattle up. Ball 4. So here's Carlos Guillen. Carlos 1 for 2. The A's are supposed to sell out tonight, right? Or was that last night? For their Fill the Park game. And that deal to Vegas is not quite done and dusted yet. Pitch to Guillen. Struck him out. A 1-2 changeup got him swinging. So I'll bring up Ichiro, still looking to extend his hitting streak to 14. Has grounded into a double play and is 1 for 3. Or 0 for 3. Ground ball to Jeter. This might be 2. No, only plays to first, and Ichiro can run. And Ichiro is out on a bang-banger. So Wilson goes to second, 2 out for Stan Javier, who was 2 for 3. He has singled, doubled, scored, driven in a run, and stole his 10th base. Gets away from Posada, and with all the room here at Yankee Stadium, Wilson goes easily to third on the wild pitch. So the count now is a ball and 2 strikes to Javier. Struck him out. Stretch time, 3-1, M's. Norm Charlton comes out to pitch the 7th, or to start. Who can hit a lefty? Chuck Knobloch will come in, hitting .225, 4 homers, and 26 RBI. Jamie says, I like the addition of the wild card. I do too. Didn't think you'd like it when they added it. Yeah, I could see that, but 4 divisions would work. I think you'd have to take the top 2. I think you're never going to get back that round of playoffs. Pitch to Knobloch, ground ball to first. Olerud, 1 out. So I've been playing around with some fictional stuff in OOTP. Here's Shane Spencer. He's 0 for 1, a walk and a strikeout. And I like the idea of ties after 11 innings. That's how I set up my fictional league. Pitch to Spencer. Shane swings a ground ball to Guillen. Over to Olerud. And has it for the out. 2 away. So Charlton's sitting pretty. Here's Soriano, who's 0 for 2. But in the league I created, I established the Ghost Runner, which I didn't think I'd like. And I like it. Now, there's one thing that you can set up in OOTP that you would never see in Major League Baseball, despite the fact that it does carry the Major League Baseball license. Pitch just, a rain delay. So how long were we out for? 20 minutes. Can't imagine Charlton will come out with us with 2 out in the 7th. Hope you enjoyed the Three Stooges, and now Red Sox fan. Visit Ben and Jerry's. Don't eat the Cherry Garcia. I think Curly was in it. Charlton stays in the ball game. Base hit on the right field. So Ichiro will pick that up. 2 out. Soriano on first. Norm stays in for Bellinger, who was 0 for 2. The one thing that you can do when you set up a roster in OOTP is you can tell the game how many relievers to use or how on the roster. And so although I'm using a 26-man roster, I only have 4 relievers. And I like that. I like that an awful lot. Now, I'm not using modern settings, so my starters can go longer, but the concept of having a full bench, I like a lot. Bernie says, as we go back to the wild card thing, the Dodgers last year finished, 10 games or so ahead of the Padres. When the season ended, those 10 games disappear. That's just not right. Well, every other sport has 18,000 wild cards. Throw to first. I said steal Soriano. I might steal Soriano. There goes Soriano. Wilson throws down to Boone, and Alfonso has his 36th steal. The key is, in baseball in that wild card round, all the games are in the higher seed. Pitch to Bellinger. Play in the left center field. That's going to get down for a base hit. Soriano, is he going to try and score? Oh, yeah. Going to run on Cameron's arm, and it's going to be 3-2 as that throw goes in the infield. So Jeff Nelson comes in to pitch. The Yankees have cut it to a run lead. It's 3-2. Nelson making his 50th appearance. He's 6-5 with a 4.15 ERA. 34 years old. Slider at 91 and a ground ball pitcher. And so my response back to Bernie would be, other sports don't play 162 games. That's true. It's got to mean something. And I will say, talk to college football, which has pretty much ruined their seasons. It's all about the money. Nelson, by the way, pitched on the 16th 2 days ago against the Red Sox in a 9-2 win. An inning, 31 pitches, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. So 52 innings for Jeff. 28 hits, 28 runs, 24 of those earned. He's given up 4 homers, 39 walks, and 55 strikeouts. So Clay on first, a 1-run ball game, 2 out here in the 7th for Jeter, who was 1 for 3, a single, a strikeout, and a stolen base. Nelson throws to first. Bellinger isn't going anywhere. And now he'll work on Jeter. And Jeter draws the walk, and so the tying run is on, 2 out here in the 7th for Paul O'Neill, who is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Got him! So that'll do it. After 7, 1 more run for the Yankees onto it's an error. They leave on 2. We go to the 8th. It's 3-2 to Seattle. I hadn't heard that one before. Remember the old joke, why do they play the NBA season? To eliminate Cleveland. Back when the NHL used to put 16 of their 21 teams in there, you'd play 80 games to send Quebec home. Yeah, no, I get it. Here's Edgar Martinez. Edgar 1 for 3 with a single. Fly ball right field. O'Neill. And that will hook foul. So somebody from, okay. 2 BPs on my phone. From Jersey City made that catch. Account is full. Pitch Edgar. Fly ball left field. Back goes Spencer. Shane will make the catch. 1 out for Olerud. John is 0 for 2. He has struck out and driven in a run. He now has 95 RBI. Mendoza deals. Ground ball to Martinez. Takes it to the bag himself for the out. And of course, that was long before LeBron when Cleveland was eliminated. Here's Brett Boone. Brett 1 for 3 with a single. Mendoza deals. Boone into right center. Bernie going back. Then will make the catch. And that will retire the side. Mariners go in order after 7.5. They still lead the Yankees 3-2. So Nelson to face Bernie, Tino Martinez, and Jorge Posada. Bernie 0 for 2, a walk and a strikeout. Yeah, Boone, I think Boone took some vitamin shots, if you know what I mean. MVP numbers for sure. Pitch to Bernie. There's a fly ball to right. Ichiro moving over, makes the catch. 1 out for Martinez. Tino is 1 for 3, has singled, scored, and struck out. You know, the thing about modern sports in general is you're just not going to make everyone happy. You put more teams in the playoffs, people aren't going to be happy. You take less teams in the playoffs, people aren't going to be happy. Pitch to Tino. Here's a fly ball to right. And that will be 2 out. I mean, you still get people who are angry 65 years after the fact that the Giants and Dodgers left New York. Here's Posada. Jorge is 1 for 3. A double and a strikeout. In the right center. Back goes Cameron, and he will make the catch, and that will retire the side. We go to the 9th. No runs, no hits, and no errors. Mendoza out to pitch. After 8, 3-2, Seattle. I mean, now you think of it, and moving in 2 established teams out west just sounds like an absolute no-brainer now. And everyone seems to forget that the Rams did it in 1946. They didn't start in Los Angeles. They started in Cleveland. Mike Cameron is 0 for 2. In the left center, back goes Bernie, and he'll make the catch. Yep, Jamie says things change. First, no divisions. Then it was 2, then 3, and wild cards. It's all perspective. And again, we've talked about this before. David Bell is 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Oh, by the way, that it's just, unless you're 14 years old, it's just never going to be like the way it was when you were 14, because that seems to be everyone's sweet spot. And Charles Gibson will pinch hit for David Bell. Gibson, as a pinch hitter, 294 with an RBI overall, 228 and 5 RBI. Knobloch, Spencer, and Soriano for the Yankees in the bottom of the 9th. Pitch to Gibson. Fly ball left field, and that's going to hook foul. And somebody from Yonkers made that play. No, he made the catch. Pardon me. I thought Spencer went back empty-handed, but they said he was out. Here's Dan Wilson. His home run is the reason why the Mariners lead 3-2. He's singled twice, has scored twice, and walked. They've yet to retire him. Mendoza deals. Little ground ball to Tino. He'll underhand it to Mendoza for the out. And so that'll do it. And 1, 2, 3 go to the Mariners. We go to the bottom of the 9th. Here comes Katsuro Sasaki to close it down. The Yankees need 1 to tie and 2 to win. Sasaki making his 44th appearance, 2-4, 29 saves, an earned run average of 208. 33 years old, throws a splitter 89, is an extreme fly ball pitcher. He has had 32 save opportunities and closed down 29. He last pitched on the 12th, almost a week ago, against the White Sox in a 9-8 loss. Went 1 inning, 11 pitches. Overall for Sasaki, 43 1/3, 37 hits, 10 runs all earned, 5 homers, 4 walks, and 41 strikeouts. So Knobloch might pinch hit for Knobloch. Righty? Who can hit a righty? Former Red Joe Oliver. Hitting 268. 5 homers and 11 RBI. Jamie remembers about 25 years ago or so, you went on one of those old online service forums. Then a lot of the guys they were playing these games were all talking about the late 40s and seasons of their youth. Oh, absolutely. The Colonel, Bill Staffa, grew up in the 50s. Bernie, by the way, was Babe Ruth's pitching coach. Pitch to Oliver. Joe swings, ground ball, right side, base hit. So the tying run is on, nobody out for Shane Spencer, who was 0 for 2, a walk, and a strikeout. Olerud and Gibson, who's now in the game at third, he's a 2, ouch, and an .889 fielding percentage. Same as Sasaki, who's also a 2. Pitch to Spencer. Line drive to third. Gibson's there. 1 out for Soriano, who can, by the way, homer. 1 for 3. He has singled, stolen a base, and a run scored. Remember, I've belonged to a radio board. Yep. Now seasons 45 years ago put you in the late 70s. I'm 51. I'll be 52 in November. And that was the year that Roberto Clemente single-handedly won a World Series. And Steve Blass kind of helped, too. Pitch to Soriano. Popped him up. Gibson will make the catch. 2 out. So last chance is Clay Bellinger. Who's Torrey got left on his bench? Enrique Wilson. Never say I don't try to win for the Yankees, okay? As a pinch hitter, 280 with 4 RBI. The first whole season Bernie remembers was 1961. My mother was in the 4th grade. And I was 10 years away. Wilson at 268, no homers and 9 RBI. And so the argument with the radio boards is, why did they stop playing 60s music? And the answer is, because it was 60 years ago. Pitch to Enrique. Struck him out and the Mariners win. So Seattle hangs in there. 3 hours and 22 fake minutes. The Mariners go to 81 and 42. And on this 18th day of August, they've clinched a winning record on the year. 3 runs, 7 hits, no errors for Seattle. They left on 5. Scotty's first full season that he remembers was 63. Oh, what a night. Late December back in 63. And D. Scott Howard's been a Dodger fan ever since. Yankees, 2 runs, 6 hits, no errors, and they left on 7. Dan Wilson's going to be your Digital Dice MVP. It was his home run that gave Seattle the win. Pinero, 4-2 now, 5 2/3, 3 hits, a run. It was earned. He walked 2 and struck out 5. Charlton and Nelson get the holds, and Sasaki gets the save, his 30th of the year. Ted Lilly goes to 7-3 for the Yankees. 6 innings, 7 hits, 3 runs, all earned, a home run. He walked 1 and struck out 2. Jamie remembers 1980. 78 was my pony year, which is why we did it. So we'll show you the standings again. These are what they really are. Florida by a game over the Phils. Houston by 11 over Chicago. San Francisco a game and a half over Arizona. 3 over the Dodgers and 4.5 over Colorado. Yankees by 3.5 over the Red Sox. We now have elimination numbers. Oh, by the way. Chicago 8.5 over Cleveland, and Seattle's lead over Oakland before we play the rest of these games is 2.5. So the rest of the Saturday in baseball for you. Royals beat the Tigers 8-7. Jeff Suppan 9-9. Pettyjohn 1-2. Higginson. Come on, go back. 1 for 2 is 11th of the year, and he drew 3 walks. Texas beats Toronto 4-3. Venafro 5-3. Cook is 5-8. A-Rod 3 for 4 with a stolen base. Red Sox 7, Orioles 2. Casey Fossum 4-0. Johnson 6-14. Manny Ramirez 3 for 4 is 39th of the year and drives in 5. Oakland doubles up the White Sox 4-2. Vizcaíno 3-0. Howry 4-1. Go Knights. Johnny Damon 3 for 3 with 2 doubles. Atlanta beat San Francisco 6-4, and that's big because you see the Dodgers have won. Jason Marquis is 9-4. Kirk Reeder 10-7. Bernard Gilkey hits his first of the year. Was 2 for 2. Cincinnati beats Milwaukee 8-7. Sullivan 5-3. King 3-3. Ken Griffey Jr. 2 for 3. Manny had 3 hits in that. Oh, we told you that already. Anaheim shuts out Cleveland 5-0. Pat Rapp goes to 10-9. CC Sabathia 7-7. St. Louis, Bud Smith, 3-hitter through 7, strikes out 5, goes to 4-2, shuts out the Phillies 2-0. Duckworth 0-2. Varys gets his 14th save. Carlos Hernandez strikes out 10. Houston all over the Pirates 11-3. Hernandez gets his first win. Anderson goes to 9-10. Moises Alou, how do you do? 2 for 3. His 24th of the year and drives in 2. Minnesota doubles up Tampa 6-3. Kyle Loesch goes to 5-2. Beer Brott 0-4. Rivas 3 for 4. Two triples and a stolen base. Todd Helton 40 home runs on the year. Colorado pounds out 17 hits. They knock around Florida 10-2. Denny Nagel goes to 9-6. Matt Clement falls to 6-6. Ortiz 3 for 4, hit his 3rd of the year and drove in 3. Cubs beat the Diamondbacks 5-3. Jeff Facero 3-7. Brohan 0-4. Junior Spivey for the D-backs 3 for 4 with a triple. Expos double up San Diego 4-2. Strickland 7-5. That's Hoffman loses for the second straight night. He's now 4-6. Vladdy Guerrero, 2 for 4, 2 homers. Now is 30 and 3 RBI. And last but not least, 5-2 Dodgers down the Mets. Hergus 6-5. John Franco 4-5. Mike Piazza in a losing effort, 3 for 4 with a double. Noontime tomorrow will be the Dodgers and the Marlins. Adams and Burnett. And then on Thursday will be the Dodgers and the Braves. So get your Dodger fix soon. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Ron Juckett. We'll talk to you the next time. So long, everybody.